Hello and welcome back to TOGA Motorsport's live coverage of round 5, the final round of the Backward Championship, and it couldn't be much closer if it tried. I am going to jump into the standings in a minute so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. However, I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping first. Some already have done it, but if you could click that like button, it really helps us push this stream and channel out to people who are missing out, basically, and would maybe really enjoy the content. We do things at TOGA Motorsport that not a lot of other racing communities do. We've got live stewarding tonight, which is amazing. We thought we weren't going to have live stewarding tonight, but we have got amazing 2 stewards who are absolutely dedicated to the cause. Anyone who's involved as a steward who's racing tonight, specifically somebody, oh dear me, somebody who's involved in the championship, i.e. Mr. Cripps, is not going to have any involvement in the stewarding so that it's impartial and fair. Not that Owen isn't impartial and fair, but it just stops any finger pointing and things like that. It keeps everything open and consistent, which is the way we like it here. So yes, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. We are almost at 1,800 subscribers. Now, if you push us to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year, Ollie and myself are going to do a solo 6-hour race at an undisclosed track, because we basically don't know what track it's going to be yet, along with the beautiful TOGA community. Hey David, how you doing? Good to see you in the chat. Hope you're doing well. If we reach 2,500, we will do the said race with our communities and with the Jag. Possibly the worst car in the entire universe of ACC. You're doing great, David. Awesome. I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm super excited about tonight. This is just a perfect ending to this championship. Marco, good evening, welcome in. So good to see you in the chat. I hope you're doing well as well. So yes, and you can also become a member of the channel on YouTube for $2.99. There's not many things in life you can get for $2.99 these days. I sound old, I am old, but you know what I mean. So that's the housekeeping out of the way. I may say later on about the like, I'm not nagging yous. I just know when I'm watching a stream, I sometimes forget to hit that like button until the streamer actually says to do it. So I am not nagging you, I'm not bullying you or pushing you into doing it. I just like to remind people of it. So we have an epic race ahead of us. First of all, we're going to have a very quick look at Kyalami, for the exact reason it is quite a technical track. I have issues with the track because of my skill level. but you've got such a long start-finish straight all the way down. The kink is classed as turn 1, but it's not really a turn. You're into Crowthorne, which is a very, very tight hairpin. You've then got a slight right-hander in turn 3, but if you get the curb wrong, if you get onto the curb too early, it will absolutely unstabilize your car. You've then got just K sweep. Well, I'll call it number 4. It's just a bit easier, which is it straightens up to turn 5, which is barbecue, and that basically, it's a 90-degree bend, but it's off camber as well, so you need to be very careful when you're going into that. Your car can drift so wide so easily without even noticing, or a drop in attention to it. You've then got a long straight down to a right hand sweeping bend called Sunset. Beautiful. Slightly off the throttle, going into the corner, feel the grip on the car, and then your full power all the way around. A short straight until Clubhouse at turn 7, which again is quite a tight turn, slightly off camber. If you get the curb wrong on the inside apex, it can just absolutely send you all kinds of wrong, and as we've seen tonight already, someone lost it and spun in straight into the barriers. Another short straight in turn 8. Turn 8 and 9 known as the S's for an obvious reason, but turn 8 you need to off the power, and again you need to watch the curb when you get onto the apex, because if you get it wrong, catch it wrong, depending on what car you're in, it can unsettle you. You're then holding on the grip and you're putting the power down to turn 9 with the bottom of the S, and you're powering all the way up the hill to Lukop, which is turn 10, which is a very tight turn. It doesn't look it on the map, but when you're taking it, it's like a hairpin bend. You've got a very slight left kink then, which takes you down to turn 11, which is full throttle all the way down past 12, which is mineshaft, and then you're heavy onto the brakes into the crocodiles at turn 13. Sharp on the brakes, let the car drift over, and again you need to be careful because you can see the track actually narrows back as it goes into the straight 14. And you're straight along that, then you hit 15, which is, it's a corner you can take full on, but you need to be careful because there's a huge high sausage curb. If you hit that in any way, shape and form, you are off into the wall or into the sand or anything at all. Short straight down to another, I would class as a hairpin bend. Turn 16, you need to get that right, because if you get a good drive out of that corner early on the power as you can, you get a huge advantage all the way down that straight. So that is the track of Kyalami. I do apologise if you've seen that and you've driven it already, but I like to make sure everyone can be involved, whether you're a sim racer, not a sim racer, or you are an expert alien. Anyway at all. Hunter, how are you doing? I hope you're well. You're George, I think, aren't you? I think. If I think you are who you are, then I think you're racing tonight in the Mercedes AMG. I could be wrong. Yeah, so I mean all the liveries are looking really good. I focus on Fernando at the moment, but I will obviously show you the other contender for this. So onto the standings, and the standings are for some very good reading. If you are a motorsport fan, the standings are amazing. So we've got Elise Fernando, who we're focusing on just now in the McLaren, has got 213 points. Give me a minute, David, and I'll have a look for you. We've got Owen in second place with 210, so there's 3 points of a difference. Now, if you come in first in this race, you get 40 points. If you come in second, you get 35. So basically, it's all down to the very, very checkered flag, the very last lap. We've got Bruno Battiglin, who's in P3 with 141 points. We've got Steve Hood in fourth place with Aston Martin with 127. We've got Veal Vurenin with 93 in fifth. Tippy Boss in sixth with the Ferrari 296 at 90 points. closely followed by Airy Fasttail, our livery designer. We've then got in P8, we've got Kasingina. In fact, they're disqualified, so apologies. P9, we've got Darren Williams in the Ferrari 296. And 10th, we've got David Dvorak in the 296 as well. So quite a spread of cars tonight for this race, which is really good. So let me just take that off. What car number are you again, David? Let me have a look and see. It's not 403, is it? Let me know what the what car number you are. So we've got quite a few. This is obviously practice. We've got another 11 minutes yet, but I want to come in. We don't always, and I said this in the last stream, we don't always get the chance to interact with the chat when we're in race conditions. So is that the livery, David? So is my way of coming in early and talking with everyone in the chat, shooting a breeze, catching up with what everyone's doing. Yes, finally. It only took us 5 races, but we got there eventually. So we did. So another important factor. Now, if you don't know what the Backward Championship is all about, all the drivers qualify on Thursday night, and depending on their finishing position, they are given points. Those points are then carried into Championship. When they come to race night on Friday, everything is reversed. So the fastest pole sitter goes to the back, and the person at the back goes to the front, which is quite straightforward. So I'm going to give you a rundown of what the qualifying was. In pole position was Owen Cripps. In P2 was Peter Romeo. In number 3 was Arnold Cassing. Steve Hood in number 4. Tippy Boss in P5. P6 was Bataglin. P7, so for some reason P2 and P7 haven't been added to the championship by the looks of it. P7 was Mr. Stevens. P8 was Fernando. P9 Fasttail. P10 Prideco. P11 Vuranen, and P12 Eric. So there was some that didn't qualify last night for whatever reason, the family and things, work and things like that. So so the person on pole, so Owen Cripps, will be in front of people who didn't qualify. It's only fair to do it that way. So that's what the lineup is tonight. At the moment, I believe there's 6 positions between Elias Fernando and Owen Cripps. So Owen is further back down the pack than what Fernando is, which means Owen only needs to finish in front of Fernando and he's won the championship, and vice versa. So this is going to be really tasty. Peter, good evening. How you doing? Have a good race. Have fun. Exactly. Please don't torpedo anyone in turn 1. I'm not sure yet if we have a red flag situation or not. I think the boss was going to check that out, so hopefully we'll be able to find that out. Strange, good evening. How you doing? It is the weekend, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hope work wasn't too bad for you. So yeah, if you've got any questions for me, whether it's sim racing related, whether it's anything, hit me up. We've got 8 minutes. So you'll be fine, Peter. You'll be fine. Look at you. You're 5,000th ahead of Owen at the moment. So you're doing absolutely perfect. Although this is free practice, they are making sure the car's set up. They're getting a feel of the track. They're getting the mindset sorted, and any tweaks to the setup last minute, because obviously the air temperature is 23 degrees and the track is 31 degrees. They might have practiced in slightly different conditions, so this is their opportunity just to try and get everything fine-tuned. There's a lot to play tonight, so there's a lot at stake, so we shall wait and see. So this is the last round of the Backward Championship. You're good, Strange. Excellent. Yeah, so is going to be a rookie season 6, which is going to start in October, which is going to be the last rookie championship for 2023. Obviously, we're getting closer to kind of Christmas time and things like that. Championships are starting to finish. So I believe may have multi-class coming up, which is amazing. I love multi-class. I love GT3s. I also love GT4s. And to see them on track together is just so good. So we shall wait and see. So tonight is going to be, once the checkered flag comes down on free practice, we're going to go straight into the race. There's obviously qualifying has happened last night. So we'll do a formation lap, and then it'll be a rolling start, as most GT3 races are. And we will see what happens. I have been saving my voice. Not really, but you know, I can pretend it's valuable for this. Unfortunately, Ollie couldn't make it tonight. He's got work commitments that he couldn't turn down, so he is not here tonight. You are stuck with me and my lonesome in the commentary box. I've got my feet up. I'm using Ollie's seat as a stool. I'm not going to lie. My feet are clean. Don't worry. And I believe that we do have a nickname for Ollie now, which is Cheese. So when we're both in the commentary box together, it's Mac and Cheese. I don't know how Ollie feels about that, but you know. Yeah, it's becoming a thing. It's becoming a thing. If you are new to TOGA, the link is in the description for Discord. Please come and join us. We are sitting, I think, 1,600 members in Discord at the moment, and it's doing pretty good. Peter, you're now hungry. Oh, I joked that tonight was a diet Mac with no cheese or carbs. So yeah, we'll get off the topic of food because poor Peter's got 45 minutes of racing to do. Strange, I'm doing good. Yes, I'm doing good. Thank you. I am doing good. Treble 2. Let me have a little look. There you go. There you go. All sorted. Looking good. I really like orange and black, red and black. Most colours with black are just amazing. So they are perfect. Awesome. Let's have a quick look at other people, because it's not fair that we just focus on... There's more than 2 people racing tonight. There is the Gaffer, racing away with the beautiful livery that Airy designed for him. It's orange and plain carbon. Oh, is it, David? Right, okay. It looks stunning. Absolutely stunning. Was it you that developed the skin or the idea for it? Yeah, so unfortunately Hayden couldn't qualify last night because of other commitments. So he's pretty much at the back. So he's got a bit of a fight in his hands as well. You will not see Tippy Boss tonight on stream at all for the last 2 or 3 races, especially the last race at rookie season on Wednesday. I focused on him twice, and twice something happened to him. And I know Tippy, he's a great guy. I don't want to jinx him. So Tippy Boss is on track, but you're not going to see him. Shares, good evening. Mac this, Mac that, MacBook Pro. Do you know, I keep forgetting about that until you remind me. Are you talking about me? Your ears are burning. I was talking about you, but... Oh, that is not the way to go around the corner. Dear me, Mr. Stevens. Mr. Stevens doing a bit of drifting. No, I was talking about Hayden, actually. Just a couple of seconds ago, but I was talking about you. I was talking about you and Fernando. Fernando. Who else have we got out on track? We've got Darryl. in the beautiful, I love that livery. I absolutely love the Mercedes livery and the McLaren. It's not easy to say. Shh, don't tell anyone. Shit, it's what I say from George. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. But yeah. Too much drift. Your tyres must be orange by now. When you were taking it easy. I absolutely believe you're holding back. Racers hold back. It's a thing. Owen, right time to get ready and prepare. Good luck, Owen. Thank you very much. I'm sure we'll have an amazing stream. Good luck for the race tonight, my friend. How you doing, Ches? How's your week been treating you? We've got Big Brain Racing, isn't it? BBR, yeah. This is a beautiful looking car. I have no idea what Stream Elements is having a meltdown of some kind. Let's just ignore Stream Elements tonight. I'll need to have a look. You're doing your 50th TOGA Motorsport start tonight. Looking forward to... Oh, congratulations. That is awesome. 50th TOGA Motorsport. You must be one of the first then. Oh, Vuronen getting a little bit sideways. Yeah, that Ferrari really does look good in orange, doesn't it? Oh, that's the curb that I said you need to be very, very careful on. So you do. We're almost at the end. We've got 30 seconds left. Daryl's getting things a little bit dusty on track, but he's out just for a one last blast, and it looks like Prideco and the gaffer is out at the moment. So interestingly, I know, you know, they may be holding back, they may not be. Prideco was yeah, that I'm not quite sure. Prideco, Peter Romeo got the fastest first sector. Owen got the fastest second sector. That is very interesting. So at the moment, we have Owen in third and Fernando in fifth. So obviously this is only practice, this isn't the real race, this isn't qualifying, but still, these guys are out here battling to make sure they can be as fast as they can. So yeah, absolutely. Shares, you need to be up at 4 AM going to get some real racing tomorrow. Oh, real racing. Are you able to tell us any more? That sounds really exciting. We're all racers. So we're just waiting on the gaffer getting over the line. It's him just coming over now. There we go. Look at that, Mr. Drift. I think he's looking for a part in Fast and Furious. So here we go. This is the starting lineup for yous tonight. In P1 is Vuronen on the right hand side with the Ferrari. We've got Prideco on the left with the pink Mercedes. We've got Airy Fasttail in the... let me see if I can get a better view. There we go. Airy in the Aston Martin P3. Fernando in P4. Mr. Stevens. I think Owen calls you Mr. Stevens. That's why I say it all the time. In the Mercedes again. And that's an amazing looking livery as well. We've got Pateron in the BMW in P6. Tippy Boss in his usual colours in the Ferrari in P7. Steve Hood in his Aston in P8. We've got Arnold. Now, Arnold is one to watch for so many reasons. He's in P9. We've got Peter Romeo, who was a runner-up in the Rookies Season 5 Championship on Wednesday. He's in P10. We've got Owen in P11. We've got Daryl in P12. Vorak, I don't think qualified, so that's why there's a space between him and Owen. And we have the boss at the back as well, just making sure that all the setups are sorted. So it is. Ches, just a day full of different racing series and classes, Porsche Cups and Radicals, Minis and NASCAR style stuff. That sounds amazing. What track Is it?
20 seconds.
George, it's an awesome livery, ain't it? It's amazing. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The Merc, see the new Merc? It just absolutely lends itself. It lends itself to so many colours and things like that. Got it commissioned from a guy you've been following the last couple of years. Oh, awesome. That's amazing. So, we are off in the formation lap. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take on some water before we get started. So, because I don't want my throat going halfway through. So, yeah, give me a minute and we will be ready to go. There's nothing worse than awkward silences. If you have Twitch, Hayden is live on the TOGA Motorsport Twitch channel. If you're able to go and send a bit of love that way. I think George is already in the chat there. But you'll be able to see it from Hayden's point of view for the entire race. If you want to see the man get upset or get excited or be very happy. We're just coming down now. You see how the track narrows? That's what I mean. If you get things wrong in that sausage curb, it could be a disaster. In fact, that's not the corner I was talking about. This is the corner. See the yellow sausage curb? Absolutely ginormous when you're racing. It looks like a wall. So all of the pack just squeezing up now. Now we're going to be keeping an eye on Vuren at the front to start with, but we have two main challengers for the championship, so we cannot not look at them, if that makes sense. Double negatives. So we are ready to race here, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready. We're waiting for the green light to go. Everybody's getting impatient. Look at them. It's a long straight. And we are go. No. No. Oh, we'll go. We're go now. Here we go. Who's got a good start? Who's got a good start? Now, just being careful coming up to the first corner. No major sends. No major sends. Oh, Steven's getting it a little bit wrong there, but he managed to control it well. Owen is now... Cripps is up to 9th. He's already made 2 places. Oh, he's collided with Steve Hood. Oh, I think there could be a penalty coming his way. And we're looking... Fernando is now in 2nd place. He's in P2. He's hunting down Vuren in that Ferrari just now. If Fernando can get past, and the Ferrari goes really wide. Look at him. Look at this. This McLaren is so close. If he can take P1, he is going to have a handful of people now. Cripps has just passed Vorak up into 9th just now. Now we've got some heavy braking now. You can see. Oh, Mercedes is coming back. Prideco side by side as we come in. Oh, and Prideco takes that P2. Fernando back down to P3 now. This is not what Fernando needs. Absolutely not. And Cripps is up to 8th now. So Cripps is getting past people left, right and centre. Fernando knows the pressure's on him. He cannot allow Cripps to get past. He just cannot allow it at all. Oh, Vurinen's went wide. They're side by side going into the last corner. Is Fernando going to get a nice decent toe? They're so close. Ooh, so close. He's going to try and get a toe all the way down this straight. And there we go. Prideco going for the look. He's side by side again with Vurinen. Has he got the inside line? He has. Oh no! Vurinen had to brake heavy because Prideco and Fernando into the back of him. It could be a penalty coming his way as well. Oh, Vurinen getting things all wrong in that curb. Oh, we see the BMW in the back. Battaglan absolutely into the barrier there. Oh. And here we go, Fernando having a look up the inside from Vurinen. Vurinen goes really wide. That absolutely gifts Fernando P2. So I'm now looking, Cripps is now up into 5th. He's just past Steve Hood. He is now hunting down Arnold Kassing, wanting to get past. There's a bit of a gap between Prideco and Fernando. Now McLaren is not the strongest car here, so Fernando has really got his work cut out for him. He will be looking at the standings. He'll be looking at where Cripps is at the moment, and he'll be absolutely sure that he needs to try and get past Prideco. This is absolutely amazing stuff, and it looks like Tippy Boss is in P9, Hayden is in P10. So all to play for here. Oh, Porsche getting all things kind of wrong coming down there. Cripps not quite close enough to capitalise on that, but he'll be looking to get past, but looking to do it safely. He cannot afford to get penalty points from this. So, and it looks. Oh no, sorry, I was getting excited there. Vurinen coming back on the McLaren. Oh, Vernon had to get out of that. The McLaren slowing down caught him out absolutely completely. And it looks like Kassing and Cripps are now closing in. Oh, it looks like he went wide again. Oh. Oh my goodness, he has absolutely, he's just, oh, he's back on. But now that it's handed, Kassing is up to P3 with Cripps P4 behind him just now. That Ferrari is looking like a handful. Now, can Fernando gain any time? It looks like Prideco is off on a race of his own. At the moment, Cripps has set the fastest lap with a 142.287. Fernando in the last lap was a 144, so 2 seconds of a difference between these two at the moment. But certainly Fernando trying his best to try and get past. And there's already a gap forming with Kassing in that Porsche. And Cripps right behind him. Cripps is surely going to make a move. Heavy braking coming up. So is he going to try and go into the inside line here? He looks like it. Oh no, just not enough to get there. But he is piling the pressure on Kassing at the moment. That Porsche will be very lively in this track. Fernando still can't seem to close up. Cripps now so close. Is he going to now get the toe all the way down? Trying to tuck that Ferrari up behind the wing of that Porsche. You can see the height difference. Oh, but Kassing, is he trying to break the toe a little bit there? Hard on the brakes into turn 2. And it looks like Battaglan has had an issue. He's fallen down a couple of places. Tippy Boss. Oh, Hayden past Tippy Boss. Now that's going to help him with the standings, but certainly at the moment he is now going to be hunting down Fasttail, Airy Fasttail. Back to Cripps, and again Cripps is still 0.3 behind, so can he get this done on this corner? He's certainly looking like it, but Kassing going defensive. He knows exactly where Cripps is, and again Cripps trying to get just close enough, trying to cause him issues, trying to get in his mirrors. trying to get into his head, but a little twitch of oversteer there maybe from Cripps. Hard on the power all the way up here. You're unsighted for this next corner. It's really more about feel than trying to spot anything to use as a braking marker. Again, Ferrari really pushing that Porsche now. You can see Fernando's making no time up. He's 1.5 seconds behind Prideco now. Fernando does not want to see OMC Racing livery right behind him. This is the last thing he needs. So this is going to be a close battle. Again, like I said, the McLaren is not the strongest car for this track, but Fernando's making this work at the moment. And you can see Steve Hood just behind Cripps, just trying to keep in touch, just trying to see if he can pick any points up from there. So at the moment we've got the running of Prideco, Fernando, Cassing in P3, we've got Cripps in P4, Steve Hood in P5. Peter Romeo has set the fastest lap of a 141.907. So Fernando was 4/10 faster on that last lap than Cripps. Now I don't know if that Porsche is now holding Cripps up. You can see how close he is. Having a little look. Oh, Casson getting things a little bit squirrely going in there. That'll lose him time. And again, Cripps side by side, but Casson has the inside line. Casson just pushing him. Oh, that's, yep. Not much room there, but Casson absolutely pushing that Porsche to its limits. Cripps just, he doesn't need to take chances. He can't afford to take chances that's going to end up putting him off the track. Side by side again. Is he going to try to switch back? Is he going on the outside? Casting again has the inside line. Casting knows exactly where to put that Porsche to make it wide enough that Cripps just can't get past him. Cripps again though. Cripps going side by side here. He's going for it. Oh, it's so close. But no contact. But Cripps still hasn't got this done yet. And they're coming up to one of the worst corners there is. And Cripps has made it. Cripps is up to P3. But look at Casson. Casson coming back here. Oh my word. And that's pushed Cripps wide just with that Porsche being there. You see the flash of lights. Cripps does not need to be battling this Porsche. At the moment, Casson is 4.2 seconds behind Fernando. And we've got Steve Hood now causing issues. Steve Hood is right on the back bumper of that Ferrari. That's the last thing that Cripps needs. He's now got one in front of him and one right behind him. And you can see Peter Romeo is not far behind Hood as well. This is not playing into Cripps' hands at the moment. Fernando is 2.4 seconds behind Prideco at the moment. And again, Peter Romeo. I don't know why. Sorry, the timing is showing all kind of different crazy stuff there. I got excited for nothing. This battle, you can see the distance. You can see Fernando is just driving off into the distance. Cripps needs this done in the next couple of laps to give himself time to catch Fernando and battle him for P2. And at the moment, Casson is not making this easy for Cripps at all. Casson is driving that Porsche. In the words of Mr. Mandalese, he's driving it like he stole it. All the way down this hill, slight kink to the left, but you're full power, and then you're on heavy braking. Now, Cripps has twice went on the inside line here, but he's not doing it this time. He's not going side by side. He's not pushing this. And you can see Hood is just there, and as well as Peter Romeo. And if Hood's not careful, Romeo is going to be right behind him. Don't forget, Romeo set the fastest lap in practice tonight. So, oh, the Porsche not getting a great drive out there. Ferrari is just not quite at the moment. Right behind that bumper, but he couldn't be much closer. Look, he goes wide now. Try and get that inside line. It looks like he's got this done this time. Can he keep that P3? And again, Casson coming back at him side by side. These two are battling as if it's these two that are in the championship. But at the moment, Cripps has made that pass. Oh, he's getting all things sideways going round the corner there. That is going to cost him time. And then now Casson has got the Aston Martin of Hood directly behind him. This is phenomenal racing. I hope you can all agree on that. Make sure you hit that like button. It'll make every driver go faster. So Cripps now needs to get away from Cassing, because Cassing is now just a distraction to him. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I just mean he needs to get on with things. He is 3.8 seconds behind Fernando. Fernando has brought the gap down to 2 seconds behind Prideco. Has he seen Cripps getting into P3 and realised he needs to do something now? Because that Ferrari is going to be on his bumper. I think maybe 3 or 4 laps, and I think Cripps will be very close to Fernando. Oh, Hood has been overtaken by Romeo. And it looks like they were coming back at each other there, but Romeo has made that stick. So Romeo up into P5. Is he now going to chase Cassing down and cause him issues? Cripps just trying to get an amazing drive out of there, because he knows that that Porsche will be getting an amazing tow all the way down the start-finish straight. And Fernando's kind of dropped back slightly. Now, I don't know if he's obviously got a higher wing setting for that McLaren, but certainly 2.4 seconds. So the straights don't, the big long start finish straight does not look like it's the McLaren's friend tonight. And Hood very close to Romeo again. You can just see Cripps starting to make a little bit of headway, but the Cassing is sticking with him. Now Cripps is still 3.4 seconds behind Fernando. It's showing 3.1 on screen, but it's 3.4 on the timings at the moment. So Cripps needs to hit every apex, get every drive out of every corner that he can, and try and close that gap down. Is now down to 3.1 seconds. This very well could go down to the very last lap in this race. Again, I was so excited for this race because I knew what was going to unfold tonight. I just knew that these very fast drivers had everything to play for. And this is what's amazing about the Backward Championship. Cripps in the last lap has, in fact, sorry, the lap before that, a 141.800. So Cripps absolutely on the charge now. He's brought that gap down to 2.9 seconds. So he is catching Fernando. Not at a very fast rate, but you can see the gap has come down. He's got a bit of breathing space behind Cassing now. And it looks like Romeo is a little bit more further ahead of Hood. 1.3 seconds ahead at the moment. Fernando's last lap was a 142.3. And Cripps's last lap was a 141.5. Almost 1 second. So this is coming. It's just a matter of time. Again, Cripps using every part of that track, trying to get as much drive as he can out of this at the moment. I don't want to take my eyes off them because this is absolutely scintillating. We've got a bit of a 3-car battle here. We've got Fast Tail, we've got Sweet, and we've got Tippy Boss, all kind of within 1 second of each other at the moment. I said I would, sorry, I'll go to Sweet because I said I wouldn't go to Tippy Boss. Bad things happen. Oh, maybe I've got the curse on the boss as well. Getting a bit of dust, getting a bit of sideways there. Hayden absolutely pushing that BMW. And let me tell you, oh, it is a commentator's curse. Sorry, Hayden. Oh my God. He's playing right into Tippy Boss's hands right this very second. And I am going back because Hayden, Cripps has brought the... He's brought this right into play. He is only 1.6 seconds behind Fernando. Fernando must now be looking in his mirrors, wondering when that Ferrari is going to be close enough, especially start-finish straight. And you can see they're going as wide as possible without getting track limits. So the last lap there for Owen was a 141.6. Fernando was a 142.6. So yet again, another second taken out. And you can see how close they are. Is this only going to be a matter of time before Cripps gets past Fernando? How wide is that McLaren going to be? Oh! And Cripps getting everything sideways there. I have to say, Casson is doing well keeping up with Cripps. He's not away off in the distance. He is still there. And here we go. This is coming to a point where it's going to be under 1 second. Now, unfortunately, we don't have DRS like Formula 1, but you can see how quick Cripps is. And being that close will give him extra incentive. It'll give him extra. It's almost like gaining a DRS. Almost when you can see your opponent in front of you, it gives you that drive to just get everything out of the car you can. Yeah, I did say 3 or 4 laps, so I wasn't far off. But there's one thing catching a car, there's another thing getting past it. So let's see what happens. I have no doubt Cripps knows Fernando. He knows how he drives. He's watching Fernando. He's watching every move, every corner, just to see what Fernando's doing and how he's doing it. Because it's the best way of finding the weakest part of the track that Fernando has. And look, this is so close now. And again, Cripps has just been so consistent. A 141.6 on the last lap and 142.6 for Fernando again. Cripps absolutely on the back of that McLaren now. Now this can only be time, surely. Can Fernando spend 27 minutes stopping Cripps from passing him? This is so close. Look how close he's got. You can hear the tyres screeching as they're going around the corner on full power. Now again, this is where Cripps had a look at Cassing a couple of times. Again, that McLaren not looking comfortable coming out of there. There wasn't enough drive. Yeah, Cripps is absolutely filling the mirrors. And don't forget, these GT3 cars have got a camera backwards facing in the back bumper. And you can show... Oh, Cripps having to come pull it out of that corner slightly. The McLaren's brakes are not the best of all the GT3 cars, and that is unfortunately apparent when they're going into the braking. Now he's Cripps going for this. Oh, they're side by side. Oh, and again, still side by side. Oh, coming up to this now. Cripps has got the inside line. He's going to go past. Oh, Cripps hitting that sausage curb, unsettling the car. Fernando going defensive, but Casson coming back at Cripps as well. This is not what Cripps needs. He does not need that Porsche behind him, but it looks like Cripps has got the drag down the start, finish straight. He does, and he gets past Fernando. He immediately switches to defensive, and Casson looks like he's trying to get past Fernando as well. Fernando looking for the switch back here, but again, it doesn't look like McLaren's got enough grunt. He needs to try and force an issue with Cripps. I think that's going to be the only way he can get back ahead of him. And I'm not talking about because of driver skill, purely down to how the cars are handling on the track. And again, Cripps already making headway. Now, Prideco is just driving off on his own. He's 6 seconds ahead of Cripps at the moment. But Casson all over the back. As it stands at the moment, Cripps has won the championship if it stays like this. If Casson gets past, that's even worse for Fernando. But at the moment, Fernando needs to get past. He really needs to do something, and I don't know what he can do. If you don't have the car underneath you that can challenge, then, you know, it's a lonely, horrible race. You can see that Porsche, and look at the gap already. The gap is 0.9 of a second. I think the braking is part of the issue tonight. Poor Fernando's having to brake earlier, which is then pushing him backwards in towards the car behind him, and it's not what he needs. I'm sure he doesn't need reminded that at the moment he has unfortunately lost this championship. Cripps just needs to hit every apex and every exit. That's all he needs to do for the next 24 minutes. And it looks like Casson is right on the back here. The Porsche all over the back of the McLaren. Oh, is he going for the move? Oh, almost side by side going into that corner. That's not what you want to be. And the McLaren getting sideways again. Fernando under huge amounts of pressure. And again, Kassing looking like he's trying to get in the inside there. But the Porsche just not enough to get past. But he's so close. Is he going to try under braking here? It looks like it. Oh, when Fernando had to pull out of it, he seen Kassing coming. He absolutely saw that coming. He had to pull out the corner before contact was made. And this is not Fernando's race. Absolutely not. He's now in the path of Peter Romeo, who is absolutely flying in that Aston Martin. This is a pressure. This is a pressure cooker. Oh, Fernando! He's went wide. Absolutely outbraked himself. And that has allowed Peter Romeo to get past. This is the last thing Fernando needs. Absolutely. Did the pressure get to him on that braking zone? Did he miss his braking point? Whatever it was going on inside that car, is playing into the hands of Cripps. It absolutely is. And Cripps is in fact bringing down the time between him and Prideco. Now only 4.6 seconds. Prideco's last lap was a 142.9. Cripps's was a 141.8. 1.1 second faster per lap. Fernando struggling to try and keep up here, and if he's not careful, he's going to have Hood catching him at a rate as well. I'm just looking. Hood was a 142.835, and Fernando was a 145.2. Now, obviously, Fernando had the error under braking, but wow. So Cripps still the holder of the fastest lap at the moment. Back up to 5 seconds again, so I don't know if Cripps is looking after his tyres. Now don't forget there are no pit stop requirements. There's no fuel or tyre changes required. So this is 45 minutes of looking after your tyres. If you've been battling too hard, your tyres will be scrubbed, they'll be blistered, they'll be overheated. It's the last thing you need. In a 45-minute race, it's the last thing you need is your tyres failing you. But you can see Fernando has no response at all to anything that's going on. He really doesn't. So yes, so Stephen Hood was a 142.8 the last lap, and with that error, Fernando was a 145.2. And you can see that McLaren hates that corner. I know, because I drive the McLaren, and that corner is not its friend. It just doesn't seem to want to rotate properly, regardless of what you do with your settings. But it looks like he's just, loads of oversteer. He's getting understeer going through the corner. It's as if the car has thrown everything at Fernando tonight, and all Fernando can do is sit there and take it. There's nothing else he can do. Stephen Hood looking as if he's possibly going to be trying to make P5 here. Kassing is 3 seconds behind Cripps now, so Cripps, he's no pressure behind, he's no pressure in front, and again the McLaren just sliding. Every time you slide, you're hurting your tyres. So you are. The best, unfortunately, Fernando can hope for now is that something happens with Cripps's car, whether it's, somebody collects them or something. It's highly unlikely at the moment. Peter Romeo going all kinds of wide as he goes round that corner. Good evening, Davida, how are you doing? So yeah, at the moment, no response. Everybody's settled down, everybody's into a rhythm, and unfortunately there's no real battles going on at the moment, so we just need to wait and see what happens with this. Certainly Peter Romeo is catching Kassing a little bit, 1.6 seconds behind. Is that Aston Martin going to pull a flanker on the Porsche? He certainly looks quite close. And again, Hood is catching Fernando. Fernando is just dropping down the standings like a stone at the moment. It really is painful for a McLaren lover to watch. No response at all, but let's see what Fernando's time was. So Fernando was a 142.7, Seafood was a 143.0, so Steve lost a little bit of time on that lap, so Fernando just keeping himself ahead at the moment. Prideco and Cripps kind of going hell for leather. Prideco was a 142.4 and Cripps was a 142.7, so Cripps not really making any movement and closing down Prideco at the moment. Carson just keeping within 2 seconds of Cripps at the moment, and Peter Romeo's 2 seconds behind as well. So yeah, so I say everyone is absolutely just leveling things out at the moment. We've got Battaglan, who's got that very damaged BMW. It looks like he hasn't bothered coming in to get that repaired. So he's going to have aero damage. He's going to have all kinds of issues with that car. Look how badly damaged it is. Oh my word. That's going to need more than duct tape and WD-40, that's for sure. Now Hayden is actually catching back up with Tippy Boss again. Unfortunately I can't go to Tippy Boss for obvious reasons. David, you're doing amazing. What about you all? Yeah, doing good, just enjoying this race at the moment. But Hayden he's 0.9 of a second behind Tippy Boss, so he just needs to push a little bit and he'll be back in that realm of challenging. Again, Cripps with a 5-second gap to Prideco up in P1. Who has been your driver of the day so far? Or driver of the night? I know, David, you've just come in, but if you have a driver, let me know who you think should be awarded a driver of the race. Hayden is now... Oh, he's lost a bit of time there. Oh, but Tippy Boss goes wide. I'm not even focused on him, but he's in the shot. I can't go anywhere near Tippy Boss. Tippy just got himself all worked up there under braking, and that has really played into. Hayden is now 0.5 of a second behind. He's going to get in that slipstream. He's going to start pushing. Ferrari going really wide there. Struggling to get grip by the looks of it. So again, Hayden right there in the mirrors. Now this is a battle that has happened before tonight. So David, while that's going to have a lot of influence on the BMW's aerodynamics, absolutely. The bonnet's half up, and it was a huge impact into the wall that it had as well. It was not good to watch. So I'm just keeping an eye. Nothing has changed. Fernando is 1.5 seconds behind Peter Romeo at the moment, but everything is still status quo. We're just watching Sweet just now, just to see, is he putting enough pressure on to cause issues for Tippy Boss? Is Tippy spending too much time looking in his mirrors now and watching the rear camera and the console, the dashboard? Can that BMW outperform the 296 down the straight? Let's have a little look as they cross the start-finish line. Wow, they absolutely matched each other's times. A 142.915, both of them. That is quite incredible. Again, oh, that looked like got a little bit skittish as it was coming into the curb. Oh, Tippy getting things a little bit loose there. Oh, and he's passed him. He has passed him. He has absolutely... Tippy just got caught in that curb, bounced the car. He lost all traction. Nothing he could do. Absolutely nothing he could do. I'm not even focused on Tippy, and something has happened because he's in the shot of the camera. David, you're going to have to say Romeo, considering he started P10. That's a hell of a comeback. Peter set the fastest lap in practice earlier as well. He is having a storming night, so he is. I think he's just out there enjoying himself, which is absolutely what you want. Now, Sweet already almost a second ahead of Tippy, so this is... if he can capitalise on this, and look at the gap already, so as long as he keeps things clean, he's looking at Airy Fasttail next. He's already just a second behind Airy. Cripps is about 4.3 seconds behind Pryco at the moment, so again, not able to capitalise, but he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to win this race. He just needs to finish ahead of Fernando. So, you know, Cripps can just settle into a rhythm and just let the time run down. We have only 13 minutes left of this race now. Now, Mr. Stevens looks like he's got past Pateron. Stevens was like 40 odd seconds behind the rest of the pack. So it looks like Pateron's maybe had an issue, or there's been some kind of problem. But Tippy Boss getting really close again to the back of that BMW. He's not finished. He is not finished yet. Oh, catching a little bit of dust there, but that's not affected the Ferrari. Look at the braking there. He absolutely stormed the braking. He must have made about 0.2 of a second there just with the braking zone. So that Ferrari is working for him. He just needs to avoid the curbs. Avoid those curbs that unsettle the car. But again, they're up to the heavy braking, and look how he closes in. Oh! Sweet, so close to fast tail back, but that's now caused him issues. He's now fallen into grasp of Tippy Boss. This is outstanding driving. I think Airy just maybe braked more or braked longer than... Oh, and they're going side by side. Space has been given, but Tippy Boss... Oh, not quite. They're side by side coming up to the most treacherous corner. And again, Sweet just enough, but he's on the grasp. He has kept that place. Oh! He moved under braking. Tippy had to pull out of that, but look how close they are. You could not get much closer without actually hitting them. Now they're already heading down to the second corner now. Heavy under braking it. Tippy's going for it. Oh, Hayden's given him enough room, but that has then pushed him off the racing line. And Tippy comes back. So Tippy is now taken back as P8. He just needs to keep things clean and tidy going round the curbs. But again, Hayden is not letting this go. Cripps is now 2.9 seconds behind Pryco. He is almost a second faster in the last lap. Now Hayden, look, is he doing this under braking? Oh, he had to pull out of that corner there. Absolutely had to pull out of that corner. Now can Tippy just try and pull away from that? That has really helped Airy Fasttail. He's now 4 seconds ahead of this battle. So last lap, Hayden was challenging him for that position of P7. And it's all turned around. It's all absolutely turned around. But again, it actually looks like Hayden's actually got the bonus on the braking now. So again, Tippy Boss coming up to this corner. You need to avoid that curb as best you can. Down into the heavy braking for this, the last... Oh, Tippy's got it all sideways. That was... Oh, that was braking. That was oversteer under braking there. Wow. He has kept the place. But Sweet is 0.2 of a second behind. Is this going to be a move? It looks like it. And Hayden oh, he's went too wide and he's went off. Just too little on the brakes. Caused him just to drift wider there. Again, Tippy just trying to get away from that BMW. It's swarming all over the back at the moment. Yeah, David, Pryco is absolutely just away out in front. He's not had any airtime at all, unfortunately. It's some serious defence. This battle is amazing. Both drivers giving each other enough room and respect, but close enough that they're challenging each other. Hayden really showing off there. These two are having battles where no one would dare to even try. And they're not even dangerous dives or anything. You know, they're just under braking. That is how they're catching each other. Now it looks... Oh, Cassing's got a yellow flag. Cassing's sideways. Arnold Cassin is now sideways. He's obviously... Let's have a... Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, that's going to cause damage to the Porsche as well. Wow. That second last corner. And he's done the right thing. He is the head steward, so you would hope he knows. He absolutely held on to the brakes there. That pushes Fernando up to P4, but again, Fernando's 12 seconds behind Cripps at the moment as it stands. Sweet. Oh, he's not looking this time. He's not looked this time. Has he realised there's a... Oh, has he realised that there's a corner Tippy gets out of shape every single time, so he's just waiting on that, or... This is some close battling. So it is, but poor Casting now down into P6 with a damaged Porsche. We don't know how much damage there is to it. It certainly didn't look severely damaged. Obviously, you would have to come into the pits to get that fixed if it was, because your steering wheel ends up at a 45-degree angle going straight. Tippy not getting a good drive out that corner again, and Sweet all over the back of him. Is he going to try under heavy braking up to this hairpin? No, too much of a gap. Too much of a gap. Closing up again, but it looks like Tippy's maybe getting into a rhythm where he knows... Again, that Ferrari going sideways. And Sweet is absolutely catching up. That BMW power, look at it. Tippy's going slightly defensive, keeping a tight line around that corner. Sweet able to absolutely get onto the back, taking the perfect racing line, and can just sit and wait at the moment. He really doesn't need to push too hard, so he doesn't. But again, Tippy getting so wide. Sweet absolutely took that apex beautifully. So Tippy's trying to break the toe going down the start-finish straight, doing anything he can to avoid giving a helping hand, and Sweet goes for it. Ooh, that one was so close. Not quite close enough, but wow. These guys, every single lap, are absolutely battling. They are going to feel that by the time this race finishes. Because they both have direct drive wheels, and yeah, they're going to have achy arms. But look, that Ferrari is not comfortable around there at all. Tippy slightly missing that apex, but Sweet not really gaining any advantage at the moment. Cripps is now just under 2 seconds behind Prideco. He was 2/10 faster in the last lap. Fernando, again, he's actually losing a little bit of time. I can't take my eyes off this battle. I genuinely can't. This is just amazing to see drivers being able to drive as close as they do. But again, Airy Fasttail just driving off into the distance. Tippy fighting with Hayden is just the best thing that can happen for Airy. He's now 5 seconds ahead in that Aston Martin, so he just needs... Oh, it's so sideways. Both of them so sideways. And it looks like Tippy actually made time out of that. Wow. Now, heavy braking again, but there's so much of a distance, there's no way you could put any pressure on from way back there. But Hayden looking, trying to get the drive out there all over the curbs, trying to use every part of the track, trying to make sure he doesn't oversteer. Tippy taking that corner beautifully. Now, this is a corner that Ferrari seems to be struggling, so I don't know if it's a setup issue or what's going on. Look how wide the Ferrari is, and look how close Sweet is able to get onto the back of him. That Ferrari really does look like understeer is its main issue tonight. But again, Sweet not able to do anything about it. I thought Bataglan was going to come back to Stevens in P10 and 11, but there's now 2 seconds between them, so it doesn't look like it's something that's going to happen. Right, I'm going to move away from them for a minute. Back with Cripps. Now you can see Cripps is close to Prideco. 4 minutes left. Is he going to go and challenge for P1? I think any sim racer would say absolutely yes. You've only got a few laps left. Let's go and see what happens. The last lap there, Cripps was 1/10 faster than Prideco. So the AMG Mercedes just absolutely powering its way through this track just now. Prideco has not had to do anything. He's not had to fight anyone. Is his tyres going to be better than Cripps at the moment? Certainly, both differently positioned engines in both cars is going to cause issues for different tyres. So, yeah, not really catching them much, but sweet. Oh my goodness. This isn't... I was going to say this isn't an advert for TOGA Motorsport, but it actually is. This is so close. Now, this is a corner Tippy has understeer issues with. Going sweet. Oh, that was better there from Tippy. That was a beautiful take of the corner. Sweet not able to answer that at all. Both cars feeling... Oh, he has got so much understeer going in there. Did he lose his braking point or something? This is just phenomenal. It really is. I hope you are enjoying this race. Make sure you give this stream a thumbs up, please. It lets Hayden know that I'm actually doing a decent job. So, please. But, yeah, this is... Can Hayden get any kind of momentum coming down to this last braking before the tight right-hander? Not quite. Again, I say airy fast tail. He's only 4 seconds ahead now. So Tippy has made a little bit of time on it. I don't know if Tippy's kind of got the hammer down to try and keep Hayden away from him, but both very clean out there, so they both get a beautiful drive down the back straight. But you've seen earlier on Tippy moving out the way to stop giving Sweet that toe all the way back up the hill. Oh, Tippy's went wide. No. Oh no. Tippy absolutely major issues coming out of the second corner there, and that's handed Sweet P8. Now, can Sweet actually get away from him this time? Can he just try to catch up with Airy? At the moment, they're now 5.5 seconds away again. But look how Tippy can... Oh, no. Oh, all kinds of issues going on there. He absolutely understeered because of just too fast for that corner and then too quickly on the power. I don't know if he's snatched at it a little bit, but he's certainly lost time. Cripps has had an issue. Cripps has had some kind of issue. He is now 7.5 seconds behind. And unfortunately, I don't know what it was. I've just rewound to see if I could find it, but I can't find it. Wow. Now 8 seconds. Has Cripps got an issue? Peter Romeo is reeling him in at the moment. Well, I say reeling him in. He is picking up a few tenths here and there, but Prideco just now quite happy just to drive off and leave it. Fernando is now 10 seconds behind. I think, unfortunately, this is a done and dusted. Yeah, I don't know where Cripps had the issue at all, but he's now 8 seconds behind. It must have been in that lap, because his last lap was a 1:45 actually. So it might have been a previous lap. He might have realised he's almost out of fuel. It's possible. They've been battling hard. He certainly battled hard to get up that way. And this is the last lap. So poor Prideco has not had much airtime tonight. So let's give him all the lights on that you can think of possible. He has not stepped a foot wrong. He is... Oh! Not a time to lose it yet. Don't celebrate to get over the start-finish line. But Pryco absolutely deserves the win. And there we go. A beautiful finish to the race. What a race it has been. Mr. Pryco, take a bow. And here we go. Cripps, barring any issues with time penalties, is our champion of the backwards championship. Huge congratulations to Owen. Mr. Hood coming over the line for P5. Arnold coming over the line for P6. Airy coming over for P7. Wait a minute. Tippy Boss is in P8 and Hayden is in P11. There's been... Oh. You just can't have your eyes everywhere, unfortunately. Mr. Stevens in that slightly damaged Mercedes. Coming over the line for P9. Battiglin coming around the corner to take P10. And I don't know what's happened to Hayden, but he's had some kind of nightmare. So he has... I don't see much damage on the car, so maybe, I don't know, he's had a spin or something, but he's went from like P8 up to P... or down to P11. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Absolutely amazing. Like I said, what a race. just missed Hayden doing a little donut there. Right, I'm going to stick on the highlights at the moment. Maybe the highlights might show us what happened to Cripps, but I don't know. Psycho fuel saving, maybe. Yeah, it could be fuel saving, absolutely. Davida, yeah, good job to Pryco, absolutely. As I say, poor Pryco. He led from the start. And unfortunately didn't get much television time tonight. Psycho, great race and all, absolutely. It was monumental. In fact, he wasn't leading from the start. But you can see Stevens getting things all kind of wrong there. Do you think someone wants an interview? Do you think someone wants to speak? I'm not sure if they do or not. Do you think they might? First of all, let's have a chat with the boss and find out what went wrong there. Good evening.
No, it's not. Don't even laugh. Oh, how are we doing?
What happened? What happened?
Tippy was pushing me too much, and I was one lap of fuel not enough.
No!
One lap of fuel. That's all I needed, and
Oh.
I got Tippy as well because he spun on the first corner on the lap before I pitted.
Right. Okay.
So.
Oh man, the two.
I'll tell you what. Oh, sorry. Go on.
No. I was just going to say the two of yous battling was the past half hour of the stream because everyone else was quite stretched out and used to were slogging it out like two boxers in the ring. Everyone in the chat was going, oh my god, how can they be racing like this? So
that was insane. Big shout out to Tippy. I'm not sure if he's going to come in here for an interview, but yeah, me and him were sharing so much respect between one another. We didn't even touch once. It was hard but fair racing. It was unbelievable. So big shout out to Tippy. But I have no idea who's won. I was more concentrating on racing. So I'm definitely gonna have to watch this back. I hope Owen's watching. I love Owen to bits. I love him to bits. I'm not going to be able to bear it if he wins this thing. So I'm praying to the ACC gods that Fernando's won. I'm only joking, Owen, and you deserve it, man. You're laughing. I'm only joking. No.
It was
epic race.
It was an amazing race. Yeah, absolutely. You and Tippy were showing each other enough respect, but you were still racing each other. And then there was times when he came round the last corner getting sideways, but you went sideways as well. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Literally, I was like, oh no, I've got him. But then I was like, I outbreak myself. And then Ari was an issue as well because every time I got close to Ari, I got caught in his dirty air and my car was sliding all over the place, which meant then Tippy was behind me, which meant then Ari could go. So it was like, I was literally stuck for ages. I couldn't get any further, but no, I enjoyed the hell out of it. Big thank you to everybody who took part. Epic. I really enjoyed it.
It's been phenomenal. This this whole mixing the grid up has absolutely shown some amazing racing. So it has.
Honestly, I don't understand why it's not as popular as it is. I know there was only 13 people racing.
Yep.
I don't understand. This racing has probably got to be up there with one of the best racing set of racings that I've seen.
Yep.
Not being part of, but also just watching it. Like it's so cool watching. I think if you've got a grid full of people that respect one another, that understand that they are slower than people like Owen or Fernando or Prideco, whoever won the race.
Yep.
Like I will happily move out of the way, but some people don't have that same sort of level of, well, hang on a minute, I know they're quicker than me.
Yeah.
I'll try and battle, but eventually they are going to get me.
That's
so,
right,
yeah, I mean, epic.
No, it is.
Epic.
We obviously did it in Engford's championship last year. We did that, and it just it pushes the good drivers to have to be good to get through everyone, you know, and you know, it's coming up to see 3 or 4 cars in front of you and you're like, oh my god, they're all battling. I need to try and get past this.
Exactly, 100%. And also, not only that, it makes a slower driver think, well, hang on a minute, I got a good battle here. I can try and overtake this faster driver or anything like that. But epic race. So big shout out to everybody who took part, and obviously thanks to yourself, Mac, for doing the commentary.
No,
I'm going to enjoy watching this back later on this evening.
My voice is starting to go because I've just been oohing and ahhing.
All right. All right, I'll leave you to it. There's 3 more people above that want to have a chat with you, so I'll leave you to it. Thanks very much, everybody. Speak to you later on.
Yeah, see you later on, Hayden. Take care.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Oh my, I don't even know who to choose now. So we've got let's pick Peter Romeo first, because Peter had a storming race. Good evening, Peter.
Good evening. Hello.
Wow, you were fast.
Yeah, on this track, yes.
Like, even when I was watching the free practice, I'm like, he's just set fastest lap. Like, you were only 5 thousandths ahead of Cripps, but you were still faster. I'm like, this is going to be tasty tonight. So, wow.
It's a track that I love. If you love a track, you are fast on a track.
Absolutely. Yes, you seem to learn it quicker and better if you like the track. So, how did the race go tonight for you?
Very well. It was a very fun race. I love this format. It's very funny because from back to going to front without crashing or make attention to other people, it's really great.
Yeah, absolutely. And myself and Hayden were just saying that it forces the good drivers to have to be good to get past everyone, and especially tonight where Cripps had to basically be ahead of Fernando. Which meant he had to actually pass him on the track. So
best thing was he ran out of fuel at the end, so you have to save fuel. But if he goes to the last round, I didn't pass him. I pushed him to the finish line.
Absolutely, and there was an enormous battle going on as well between Tippy Boss and Hayden most of the race. It was phenomenal. So obviously this is the last race. Have you got any other races you're signed up for just now, Peter?
I signed up for the multi-class championship.
Oh, amazing. In GT3 or GT4?
GT3.
Oh,
maybe
nice.
I switch to GT4. I don't know. Maybe we will see. I have time to decide.
Yeah, absolutely. You got plenty of time to practice as well. But no, I'm looking forward to it. I love seeing GT3 and GT4 on the track together. It's such a good race. It mixes things up. So it does.
Exactly.
So
it makes fun. Yeah.
Next season, do you think you'll be sticking with the same car?
We will see. We will see.
He's not committing to anything, people. He's not committing to anything. No, absolutely. Listen, you raced absolutely beautifully tonight, Peter. You should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you.
No
and
problem.
Also, congratulations to all other drivers.
Yes, absolutely.
Very fair racing. Very.
Yeah, and no red flag. Good. I know there was the stewards that were kind of less tonight, but no red flag. Like, there was no contact.
You have 2, 3. Yeah, I had a little contact with Ari.
All right, okay.
Fortunately, I could push him to the right direction again, so he could continue his race. So it was all good.
Just correct him.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, Peter. Thank you very much again for your interview.
You're welcome.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Right, we're going to speak with Steve Hood. Good evening.
Hello, hello.
Hello. How on earth are you?
I'm calming down now.
At one point, I thought you were about to take 2 cars in one corner. Like, you were all over the back when they were squabbling in front of you, and I thought, this could be good for you.
Yeah, there was a couple of occasions where, you know, people were battling in front of me, and I thought about sending it at one point, but my rival in the championship, Pateron, I don't know if I've got him or not. He maybe have beaten me by a couple of points, but I saw him wipe out early on. Yeah,
it was quite a hard impact. His car, he didn't even pit. He just drove that car all race damaged. And then he had I don't know if he spun or something else happened. He ended up right down at the back of the field, so he had a bit of an issue. Yeah. But
I thought he was out at one point because I didn't have the mental capacity to try and cycle through the leaderboard to see where he was. Yeah, I was trying to look at the simgrid points on my phone whilst going down the straight to because I would have been incredibly annoyed with myself if I could have made another place up and lost the points. But it was Fernando in front of me, and he's very quick anyway, and I'm just not consistent enough. So I was just trying to hang on and hope that they wiped one another out, which is my normal tactic in this championship.
It sometimes works. We've seen you pick places up in other races where it's like 3 or 4 places each race, so you never know. Are you signed up for any other races for the rest of the season, for the rest of the year?
I've got the multi-class signed up, which I think starts next month. Yeah, really looking forward to that. I thought about Rookie 6, but it's a bunch of tracks I don't know, and I'm a very narrow-focused rookie, which is, you're
also a very busy. You're a very busy man as well, so that that kind of lends to practice times and things like that as well. That it costs. So are you going to be driving GT3 or GT4? And
GT4 all the way. It's got to be. Yeah,
Lovely.
I love the GT3s, but I also like sliding those giant GT4s around. So it's going to be great fun at the back, which I'm going to move out of the way of everybody who's significantly faster. But it's all about the fun.
It is, exactly, and it is going to be fun having multi-class and fast drivers, and people might not be so fast. So absolutely. So are you quite happy with your race, apart from?
Yeah, I was happy. I was very nervous going into it. Sounds ridiculous, doesn't it?
No, not
because,
at all.
I saw Peter Romeo was right behind me, filling my mirrors, and that's like backing into the sea with a shark, a hungry shark, kind of looking for its next meal. I just didn't want to ruin their race. My tactic through the whole championship has been if a much faster guy is behind me and it's quite established who they are.
Yep.
Normally I don't fight them because I'm going to lose a bunch of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I normally let them through. I'll indicate and say, right, you can pass me here. And I try to hang on to them, and I learn a lot by following the faster guys.
Absolutely.
And sometimes they wipe one another out, which helps me carve through the field. Like you mentioned, I pick up places by just staying on the track, which is half the battle.
Oh, absolutely. No, it was amazing to see everyone racing tonight, and as we said earlier on, there was no red flag. The first corner, there was a couple of touches, but nothing like what we saw obviously in the rookie league and things like that. It's just been really good racing. So do you think for next year you're going to stick with the Aston, or do you think you might change car?
I thought about changing car. I've thought about going to something like the Lamborghini, and because I've tried it out and it feels much more stable under braking.
Yes.
So for tracks like Imola, the Lambo feels great compared to the Aston. The Aston, you're just hanging on.
Yeah.
And but then I've seen Peter do so well in the Aston, it makes me feel like it's more of a driver skill issue rather than the car. It's not the equipment. So I don't know if I'll change. I'll think about it. But I'm going to drive the Camaro next. I like to stick with one car so I can just get used to it.
Yes.
If I keep chopping and changing, I don't have the time to adjust.
No, that's it, absolutely. And then you end up just downbeat and you're like, I can't drive any car. And then you sell all your equipment. Maybe not as extreme as that.
But it's been great fun.
Yeah, absolutely has. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, I shall look forward to seeing you in that Camaro for the GT4. So I shall.
I look forward to it.
Excellent. Right. Okay, take care of yourself. Cheers.
Bye.
Right, I'm leaving Owen to the end. I'm punishing him for winning the championship, and he's going to be the last person I speak to. And the person I'm going to speak to next, I'm going to apologise to him again. Tippy, I'm so sorry. I wasn't even focusing on you tonight. I was heading behind you, and things still happened. I don't know. I don't know what I can do to help. Commentators curse or whatever it is. you had an amazing race, so you did.
It was brilliant. It was a brilliant race tonight. I'll say me and Hayden were just swapping positions left, right, and centre. And yeah, absolutely. And you were giving enough space to each other. You weren't going to take each other off, but it was close enough that it was still good racing. And then that's what I was saying earlier on. The probably about 20-25 minutes of this 45-minute race is just you and Hayden, because everybody else was kind of 2 or 3 seconds between them, but you two were constantly battling. I'm like, oh, I can't go anywhere else. I need to watch this fight. So I mean, and on the second to last lap, he ran out of fuel. I was so gutted because I was catching him back up again, and then he went into pits. I was like, no,
get back out here so I can fight you. Oh man, no, it was an amazing race. So it was. Are you happy where you finished? I know obviously everyone wants to win, but where you finished?
I was never going to win it. Not fast enough to win it, but I was, did all right. Had a good race.
Yep. Excellent.
Yeah, Ari was tough to catch.
He was, and then when you two were battling, he was obviously getting further away, but then Hayden caught him at the hairpin at the top of the hill, and I don't know if Ari braked before Hayden thought about it, and then he ended up having to come out, and then you nipped in and took Hayden's place. So that was one of the 600 times that you swapped positions. So it was. But have you signed up for any other races before the end of the year?
Well, are we still doing the September showdown? I'm not sure.
There is one on Sunday.
One more on Sunday, is it?
Yep, this Sunday. I think that's the last one, I think.
Yeah, so it's just that one, I think, at the moment. And obviously we do the Wednesday races, don't we? With the rookie racing.
That's finished as well now.
Is that finished now?
That's finished as well, so I know. Do you know what?
I'm looking forward to joining up with some more racing, definitely. This TOGA site's brilliant, loving every minute of it.
Absolutely. Would you be tempted in
respect out there as well to some of the drivers, especially Owen. He's helped me out with my setup.
Amazing.
Stuff like that, all the way through these races.
Yep.
And he's had a really good race tonight. I don't think he won it. Did he come second, did he?
He came second, Pride won it.
Yeah, but he had a really good race.
Yeah, I mean, he was struggling to get past that Porsche for a while, and then eventually managed to get past it, and then, he came in second. He didn't need to win, that's the thing. He didn't need to push his tyres too much, so it wasn't too bad. Sorry,
we all got jammed up in the first corner there as well, and Owen just came through like a lightning bolt, man. I was like, well, see ya. And he was gone.
Oh, I know. Yeah, he had one thing in his mind, and he made sure he did
definitely.
that. No, absolutely. It was an amazing race. So it was... Right, well, I'm going to let you go, and I'll speak to a couple other folk, but well raced, and it's been amazing watching you see rookie season.
I want to say thank you to you as well for being such a good commentator on the YouTube channel. You're doing brilliantly.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate that.
I'm absolutely looking forward to watching this race back, and I've watched every other race back.
Oh, you're a gentleman.
I think you're doing a great job, man.
Thank you, I appreciate that, Tippy. And again, I'll try not to focus on you ever again.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Take care.
All right.
Cheers. Bye.
Later.
Oh, Tippy boss, what a man. Right, okay. So we're going to speak to Elias next. Poor Elias Fernando. I don't even know where to start or anything. Although he's not unmuted his mic yet, so yeah. I'll wait a minute or two to see. Hello. Are you? Hello. Hello. Elias, I don't even know where to start. My heart goes out to you. Was it a case the McLaren wasn't suited for the track?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It was really hard to drive the whole race.
Yeah.
I did a lot of mistakes. Just had a bad pace.
Yeah, obviously I'm a McLaren driver. I'm not as fast as you, but I struggle on this track with the McLaren. I just cannot get it to work properly. And you could see that folk were catching you and there was nothing you could do. You fought as best you could, but whereabouts in the race did you think, right, this is it, that's the championship handed over to Owen?
When he got past me.
Yeah.
I almost gave up.
Yeah.
He was so much faster.
Yeah.
Had no chance.
Absolutely. There was at one point, I think he was about a second and a half quicker than each lap. And he was just reeling you in. And I'm like, I did say in the commentary that the McLaren just didn't have it. There's no way. And how do you keep yourself motivated when you've got a 45-minute race? You know you're going into it and you know your car isn't as fast as the rest of the cars.
I don't know. I just drive and just try to be fast and hope that he does a mistake or he crashes or something happens.
Absolutely.
But it didn't. So.
Yeah. This is probably a horrible question to ask, but how do you feel having led the championship to be pipped at the post?
Not good.
I know. It's not. You're such a fast driver and you've been consistent all the way through. It's been an absolute pleasure commentating over your races. Have you got any other races that you're signed up for?
The September Showdown.
Right, okay, yep, on Sunday.
And the multi-class.
Yes. What car are you driving in multi-class?
GT3 with McLaren.
Oh, Elias, come on. God, surely not. Surely you'd choose a GT4 car, wouldn't you?
Maybe, if it signs up more people.
Yeah.
I can't think about it.
Yeah, I know. Do you know they're fun driving, but they're not fun when a GT3 goes racing past you and you're like, I don't even feel as if I'm racing in the same race or anything. It's, yeah. So what do you do from here now on in? Do you then sign up for more championships next year? Do you think it'll be back to battle again?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it would be a lesser championship if you weren't in it. I'm going to say that. As I say, it's been a pleasure commentating on you, watching how fast you've been and how competitive, and especially in the McLaren. I have such a soft spot for the McLaren. I just love it. So you've absolutely done yourself proud, Elias, and as much as it hurts at the moment, it will be a distant memory soon enough. So it will. So yeah. Congratulations, as much as it can be congratulations. You fought a hard race and you did the best you can. But I can't wait to see you in the multi-class regardless of what you're driving.
Yeah. Thanks.
Right, okay, Elise, I'll let you go. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Right, I suppose we have to... What did I see in the chat? Someone... I don't even know what's going on, but... I suppose we're going to have to speak to him eventually. We've put it off for long enough. Put him in the punishment room. Mr. Owen, congratulations on your championship win. How do you feel?
Exhausted, I think is the best way to describe it.
It was an epic race.
It was not easy at all. Obviously, it's in the TOGA cast as well, and we won't spoil too much. But obviously, I'm not as fit as I used to be. Nowhere near.
The thing is, I mean, Arnold in front of you, I mean, it took a bit of time to get past him, and even when you got past him, you weren't really clearing him for the first few laps after it. But
he's very quick.
Yeah,
he was very quick.
Was
he was a thorn in the rose bush where I managed to get through so many so quickly.
Yeah,
and I was like, this looks spicy. This could be really interesting. And then he was just in the way.
Yeah,
and of course, I mean, obviously Arnold's head steward and I'm staff here, but we said at the very beginning of the race that you know there shouldn't be any favoritism at all, and it needs to be fair, and that's exactly what he did. I mean, some of the racing that we did together, and we've never battled each other. Let's pull it out there, because people may think that we race together a lot, or we do a lot of training together. We haven't done any of that, and we haven't raced against each other ever, and this was the first time that I've ever come up against him in a race. And all I can say is, thank God he's got good spatial awareness.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a few times there was like, oh, I think he's got this. No, he's not. No, maybe this time. No.
It was, yeah. It was incredibly difficult. And like I say, it's fair play to absolutely everybody involved. That they drove their hearts out and they made everything as difficult as possible.
Yep.
I feel sorry for Mr. Hood because I tapped him at the very, very beginning.
We did see that.
and he did have a nasty little slide, but he managed to regain it. And all I can say is thank you for regaining it, because if he didn't, that would have been a definite penalty.
Yeah.
However, it was the case of that I just stayed behind and lost another position. But it was enough in Stewart's eyes, it seemed. But again, fair play to Fernando. Absolutely pushed all the way through that. Made it so difficult to even get anywhere near close in the championship, let alone just pipping it right on the last race.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
And it was so unfortunate. You could just see, like, lap after lap, you're like a second and a half quicker than him, and you know, it was just going to be a matter of time. It wasn't a case of, you know, if you were going to catch him, it was when you were going to get past him, really. I take it you're quite happy with the setup of the car, although we did see you actually hitting the wall there when you're trying to get past Arnold. And
that's because he's got such a wide arse, I couldn't see. I was like, oh, there's a wall.
Oh, man. So I take it your car was set up. Obviously, you know what you're doing, but I take it was on point for you tonight.
Yeah, it was. So I have very limited time whatsoever. So I've done a setup for the quali, and I thought the quali setup was all right. It could have been a bit better, but it was all right. And it was luck more than judgment. I whacked the fuel into the car upon what the fuel calculator said, which was 73 litres. For race pace, and I chucked it in. I thought, okay, we'll try this, and it generally just felt automatically brilliant. And I was able to do really quick lap times, considering it's got all this weight in it. And I was really happy with that. And then I did a few more tests, like I did a 15 lap stint, and I realised that the rear tyres were dying. So I had to make a tweak there, and it was just as simple as make the rear suspension slightly softer so it didn't wear the tyres as quickly. So if you have it too hard, then you're sliding across the ground, which doesn't help. It was pretty easy in plain sailing, and that was just more luck than judgment, to be fair. And sometimes you need some luck.
Well, you do, absolutely, regardless of a championship. Is always, you're going to have an element of luck, and other people have elements of bad luck. It is what it is at the end of the day. That's why it's called racing. So you are the champion of the backward championship. So
wow, what a backward champion to be, eh?
What a backward
such a backward person, and got the title with it.
I take it you were speaking to Hayden.
I have not spoken to him yet. I will have to speak to him. I mean, I know he's in the other channel right now, and I will pop in there and have a word with him.
He ran out of fuel.
But I will put it out there, it's not all plain sailing. It looked easy.
Yeah.
And it may have looked like that's it, there was no dramas and so forth. You may have noticed I was catching Andrew Praco quite quickly.
Yes,
and I let off for a bit, and then we just stayed sort of like level, and then I started attacking again and got within about a second and a half, maybe a bit more than that. Then I dropped off completely.
I know, because it was all of a sudden it was 8 seconds, and I was trying to do a replay to find out what happened to you, and there was nothing. You didn't go off or anything, so I take it you just lifted off and thought, nah, I'm happy where I am. I don't need to win.
Fuel management. I underfueled.
Same as Hayden, but he ran out of fuel almost.
He decided to go into the pits. I did see that.
Yeah.
And I was working out what was going on, and I said, well, if he comes out of the pit, he's just underfueled.
Yeah.
But my fuel calculator said I should have had 73, but apparently I should have had possibly 75, maybe 76. So for 3 of the laps, I had to do some major fuel saving because it looked like we were going to do an extra lap I didn't want to do. So thanks for that, Andrew. That was brilliant. I'll remember that. You were the leader.
Could you imagine if you had lost the championship because you didn't have another 2 litres in your car? I don't even want to think about it.
I was very lucky again. Pete, he's getting on a bit now, and he's not the fastest driver anymore, but he seems to be taking a back seat nowadays and doing more stewarding and more sort of helping in the background that people don't see.
Yep.
And he was sat in there with a channel with me, and we were talking. He was saying to me, just mute yourself, concentrate, don't worry about my blabbering on a bit. And I kept on muting myself now and then, just to ask, have I got enough fuel for the race? And halfway through the race, it looked like I had enough.
Yep.
And then towards the end of the race, when I started counting the laps down, I noticed that my fuel consumption shot up from 255 to 265 or thereabouts. And I was like, well, this is a bit too much. And I asked Pete again, can you do another fuel calculation? And it worked out I was out of fuel 1 lap to the end of the race. So there was some major saving going on. And I really wanted the win, but I had to let him go. And Peter was catching me very quickly. It could have gone very disastrous, and Fernando could have won it still if I were underfueled by a bit more, but just about. It was luck again.
Well, it's everything's a learning experience, so there we go.
Still learning, still learning.
Absolutely. Right, well, congratulations, Owen.
Thank you very much.
You are now champion, so I'll go and let you go, and you can go and do your other stuff that you need to do now.
Celebrate, drink alcohol, and then go to bed. Yeah,
that sounds like a good plan. Just make sure you do that in that right order, and you don't go to sleep first.
Yeah, that I can't promise that. Yeah. We'll see.
Okay, mate. Take care.
Thank you, Mark. Take care, buddy. Bye. Bye.
There we go. Another championship finished. That is 2 championships in 1 week, which has went down to the last race. And I'm just so glad I didn't have to do loads of calculations to work out who could have won and who did win. Yeah, George, absolutely. It was a great race. I really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it as well. I hope you have smashed the like button for me. And yeah, so Sunday, September Showdown is obviously the last one because we're near the end of September. Can we believe it's near the end of September already? Where is the time gone? Ollie will hopefully be with you for that. And then, yeah, we'll have a look and see. I'll obviously keep doing the commentator schedules as and when there's races coming up, just to let you know who it is and what races it is. But certainly that's now 2 championships down, so things will slow down slightly, and then the rookie championship will start again. I won't be here for it because I'll be racing in it, so I'm looking forward to that as much as I'm not looking forward to that, if you know what I mean. So until next time, thank you so much for all the love and support you have shown me, you've shown Ollie, you've shown Toga. Every time you watch a video, please just make sure you hit that like button. It really does help us, and it lets us know that we're doing the right content for all of you. So love yous all to pieces. Take care, and I'll speak to you real soon. Bye bye.